Ну что, слышит? Еще. А мы их не слышим, звук от них не доносится.
Они говорят?
Hello once more. I will... Слышно? Давайте проверим. Dear Vietnamese colleague, can you hear us? Okay, so I came to conclusion that our Vietnamese colleague can hear us. Is it so? Леш, вчера же не было технических проблем. Откуда они взялись? А? Ну, когда мы технический сеанс связи проводили вчера,
Я думаю, нет.
днем, мы проводили днем.
Hello.
Hello. Dear colleague, we need your response. How
like
about the
to
sound?
Yep, welcome to all of you to join our seminar today. And now I wish that we will have a very good webinar today. Today we have a lot of college join our webinar, and I hope that we will have a lot of information to the web. First of all, can we have your presentation first? We will appreciate to hear your presentation first about the Bitcoin and new technology payment.
Yes, thank you for your greeting. And now I would like to greet you once more and tell that we have a certain change in our agenda. And I would like to give the floor to a representative of Vietnamese Banking Academy. Please, we would like to listen to your first presentation.
Yes, thank you for your answer, your response. And today we would like to present about the overview of the large value payment system oversight in Vietnam. And I think that we will have a very short presentation. Yes, and after that we will concentrate more in the Bitcoin. And I think that we hope that because it is very new topic in Vietnam, and we would like to concentrate on that topic. So today, of course, we have prepared about the payment in Vietnam, and we are very pleased to present it now. Is it possible now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So can we start to present our topic?
Mm-hmm. Let's start, please.
Sure. Thank you. Now I introduce my colleague, Lê Thanh Bình, to present our topic. Thank you.
Чтобы те, кто далеко. Клавиатура не очень хорошо, на самом деле.
Can you see the slide?
Yes, sure.
Can you see the slide? Yeah. So Can we start?
Тише, тише.
First of all, I would like to introduce you the overview of like the value payment system oversight in Vietnam. The payment system in Vietnam is operated by SBV, the central bank in Vietnam, by law to regulate and oversee payment system and instrument. The law and State Bank of Vietnam provide the central bank with the following power and mandate: organize, manage, operate, and supervise the national payment system, organize and supervise the operation of payment system in the economy, and administer the payment instrument in the economy. And the authority to oversee payment system is further elaborated in some government decree and SBV circular. And from the law and regulation, the central bank payment system oversight aims at ensuring the smooth and efficient functioning of the payment system. In the national payment system in Vietnam, there are three systematically important financial market infrastructure. First is the IBPS, interbank payment system run by State Bank of Vietnam (SBV), and secondly is the security settlement system operated by the Vietnam Security Depository, and the foreign exchange settlement system managed by Vietcombank. So it's the main systematically important FNIs in Vietnam now, and IBPS is more important other than two payment system, two other payment system. The IBPS is designed to process the high value payment as well as low value payment, and the high value payment system conduct real time gross settlement, which the total value is more than 500 million BND. It's equal 24 USD and urgent payment. And low value payment system process the payment which are under 500 million BND. So that is the overview of the national payment system in Vietnam today. And I think that you have some good information to see about the national payment system in Vietnam. Thank you for the attention.
Yes, and now if you have any question, we can have the Q&A session now. We can.
Thank you for your presentation,
can,
and dear colleague, dear our remote guests, do you have any question to the presenter?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much for its great presentation, and I'm interested in which types of LVPS currently employed in Vietnam. I mean, do you have your own created LVPS, or you use some other like Chinese or Japanese BOEG-net or Target 2 and others, or you use Fedwire? Which LVPS you currently employ?
Thank you for your question. Now the IBPS is currently operated by the Central Bank of Vietnam. It's not related to the Central Bank in China or other countries. The State Bank of Vietnam or the Central Bank of Vietnam operates the IBPS, regulates and manage the IBPS system in Vietnam regularly and frequently. So that's my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comment. And do anybody else have questions to our first presenter?
Sure.
Not one. So I give next floor to our next presenter, Associate Professor of Financial University, Vladimir Vladimirovich Skalkin.
Thank you.
Dear colleagues, I would like to present you my vision on how blockchain technologies will shape global financial landscape, and the theme of my presentation is called The Future of Global Monetary Policies and Technologies. Okay, so how blockchain will change monetary landscape. According to PricewaterhouseCoopers view, blockchain technology may lead to radically different monetary implications, and they point out that current profit pools will be distributed and redistributed towards the owners of those who own blockchain platforms. That means that there will be created new pool of profit distribution, which will be shifted away from regular profit takers. But that's only a limited view, and in fact, blockchain technology will shape all monetary and fiscal policy and all macroeconomic projections and indicators due to the essence of blockchain as provider for monetary system, provider of new technologies in security exchange, providing other ways of using public policies, including voting and the election of public representatives to the office and to the representative bodies. So, however, what is blockchain technology? And the idea is, or the point is, that it means many different things to many different people, and the way how these words are used is different. Please, next slide. This cartoon, it's a known cartoon by famous cartoonist Dilbert. You see the situation, what's going on. A guy who is chief of department, he believes that if blockchain is very currently fashionable thing, we should acquire some. And then his subordinate asks, what color do you want that blockchain have? And the chief answers, I think mauve has the most RAM. Mauve, it's sort of pink lily color. It's a pink lily color. That means that some people may even have no idea what is this, but only know that that's fashionable and we should have it. Please, next slide. Okay, now implications to monetary and fiscal policy institutions. You know that monetary institutions largely based on central bank and money supply. A fiscal policy, that what is Ministry of Finance does, what is economic policy of any country does. And the first thing that deals with that is a first currency competition, because blockchain creates different currencies. Along with Bitcoin, there are about 500 or more known cryptocurrencies, and it may ruin and completely change current currency landscape, because currently there is a dollar-euro duopoly. plus other currencies, totally like 10 known currencies in the world, which is the last is Thailand baht, which has 1% of global turnover, and all other currencies have less than 1%. So from US dollar, euro, and then British pound, then Chinese renminbi, and others, and finally Thai baht. When cryptocurrencies are introduced, there will be competition between these many currencies, and it will undermine competition between regular currencies who are supported by the central banks. And what is important that so far no cryptocurrency is accepted as a national currency in any country. Next thing it's called is maturity transformation. Maturity transformation means that in financial transactions there always a transformation of long maturity to short maturities, and basically maturity transformation fault was quoted as one of big causes of last financial crisis. Cryptocurrency may also change this this structure because so far national central banks play a role of lender of last resort. When cryptocurrencies are introduced, they will undermine this role too, as long as I have mentioned that ability of take inflation tax from regular currencies will be seriously undermined. Next, the safe asset role. So cryptocurrency may have lower risk just because it is not connected to the money supply, to the regular money supply, and the role of the Ministry of Finance, who provides fiscal policy, may also be diminished, and the reason is that cryptocurrency exchange rate is based on a different assumptions and the prepositions than exchange rate of any other currency that basically depends on the economy. So cryptocurrency in turbulent times may become a safe risk asset or a safe haven for many financial products and for many financial transactions. So please, next slide. Next is influence on security exchange. Security exchange already is introduced using blockchain technology. Maybe you heard that in Chicago Mercantile Exchange there were some transactions of buying, selling shares and bonds using blockchain technology. Next is financial stability. The financial stability may change the whole concept of what we call fractional reserve banking and maturity transformation. And as a result, all banks may not concept of liquidity, profitability that used in banking world will become outdated because no banks basically are needed for financial transactions. And the last one, central bank cryptocurrency. So it opens up a possibility that major central banks will dump their currencies, regular currencies like US dollar, euro, pound, and others, and will be replaced by cryptocurrencies. And that is a possibility, and that's why some eschatological conversations that US dollar is doomed to failure eventually may come true, but not because of crash of economy of any country. It may come to pass just because the usual system or conventional system of money supply will be completely revamped and completely changed. And that's why we could expect advent of cryptocurrency for the U.S. Federal Reserve. Please, next slide. And that is a name that was proposed by one representative of Federal Bank of St. Louis. Adoption of which Fed coin, and both central bank and U.S. Treasury may adopt it for usage and for circulation, and it may become legal tender both for all debt, private and public, as now a role which is placed currently by United States dollar. So what is basically outcome for this? Outcome will be that no need for banks, no need for deposit insurance, no default risk, and the only bank that is left over is the central bank. So basically, the central bank is the only institution that left, so no intermediaries are required. So of course, the question with the negative interest, and you know that many banks in many central banks in developed countries now have posed negative interest rate. It's Swiss bank, Sweden bank, Japanese central bank, all they currently use negative interest rate. So if you have cryptocurrency, digital money, then it is much easier to do, because no banks are needed, and banking system as we know it will cease to exist. Please, next slide. So that is list of advantages for all participants. Central bank has increased control of money supply, have greater transparency of all expenses, expenditures. It is cheaper than cash, because cash requires many transactions to maintain. It should be transferred, physically used, it should be printed, and you don't need to have cash. Then, of course, forecasting will consumers. For consumers, it will lead to lower fees, speedy transactions. Currently, you don't need to transact through a bank, then maybe even corresponding bank, maybe bank, then next bank of the payee, and you should eliminate all this chain of transactions which sometimes require up to several banking days. So all these transactions needed, because peer-to-peer transaction, which means a transfer, not money, not cash. It is transferred a key to the position in chain, to the position of position in chain, which is directly could be done by a peer, and it will connect to another peer who will simply give a key to signature, and not there is no physical transfer of anything, no physical transfer of any cash. So then also easy to track spending. You know that blockchain currency has a whole history of owners of this currency with the signatures. You could trace who owned this currency. At least Bitcoin has 21 such signatures. Of course, it may be different for different types of virtual currency. Next, for commercial banks. For commercial banks, as long as they exist, so they have increased control of risk, of course, improved financial inclusion and smart internal systems, but with all these privileges come the very fact that the banks may no longer need it. And of course, businesses also will benefit with lower fees, faster transactions, improved cash flow, and also there would be no need to have a big security department. Please, next slide. So we need to understand that blockchain is financial innovation, and financial innovations require two main important parts. The first is technology. Currently, blockchain technology is quite well developed. There are many algorithms, many software applications, good servers, good hardware for this, but many observers note that the biggest obstacle to introducing blockchain technology is lack of regulatory environment that could embed blockchain technology into current financial and economic system. Please, next slide. So regulation is the most important driver of innovation because regulation makes a cost of financial transactions by consumers and users of financial services cheaper, and the key point of this is reduction of transaction cost, and for the economy transaction cost is the most important impediment. Please, next slide. Blockchain is going to become a part, imminent part of monetary policy. But here is a list of most important innovations in monetary policy. You know, from the very fact that central bank started used, and it was, as you see, first in Sweden, 1607, and you see different stages from open market operations, inflation targeting, quantitative easing, then quantitative qualitative easing, unconventional monetary policy, and different ways how monetary policy of central banks was improved and perfected. But blockchain will open up a new stage in monetary policy. Please, next slide. And you see that the concept of fintech has attracted a lot of investment, and you see from it's a private investment from 2 billion in 2012, it made up to 19 billion in 2015. Please, next slide. And that is a graph that shows blockchain. Here is the source, and the city is source, Citibank. So blockchain is went up compared to traditional investments as wealth and investment management, lending and banking, and you see how big role of blockchain among other uses of investment. Please, next slide. So implications for financial services. The first is disintermediation, means that no need for intermediaries, and intermediaries what we understand as financial institutions, speed and efficiency, automation, and certainty. That is what implication of blockchain to financial services. Next slide, please. So here is a list of features that blockchain has for currency, for assets, contracts, for data, and you may see all these implications. I will not take time on that. Please, next slide. And now, how I already mentioned that the most important thing is to provide necessary regulation to enable blockchain work properly. And that's a brief review how it is done in most known countries. The Chinese central bank cites concerns about increased money supply outside of its control and enacted limits on the issuance of these currencies, which means that along with other countries who limit use of blockchain technologies, that probably not benefit economies of these countries because they would find themselves behind global trend and innovation. Sweden has required virtual currency exchanges to register with the financial supervisor. So that means it makes them perfectly legal. Germany and France have declared certain Bitcoin-related activities subject to authorization, which is also means that it makes them legal. It makes them legal. Next one, please. Then European Central Bank has been actively considering monetary policy implications resulting from introduction of centralized virtual currencies and decentralized cryptocurrencies since at least 2012. Concluded that they did not pose a risk to financial stability. UK government introduced regulation pertaining to digital currency exchanges in the UK to ensure that law enforcement bodies have the capabilities required to combat criminality in the digital currency space. The most advanced probably and the most interventionist in this regard is the New York Department of Financial Services, who released the first BIT license regulatory framework. And currently the leader of blockchain regulation is believed to be Australia. Australian Senate will effectively put forward recommendations to create Bitcoin as money as created Bitcoin as a tradable commodity. These are leaders, and those countries that managed to do so managed to introduce Bitcoin and other currencies, other virtual currency in the regulatory framework. They effectively make them legal and usable for all types of application. Please, next slide. And the ideal characteristics of national digital currency. You see, first it must be legal. Then must be fiat currency with equivalent value. Means fiat currencies are not commodity backed, not commodity currency. It should be issued by central bank, backed by the government, adapted regulatory framework, social, interoperable, beneficial participation of the whole ecosystem, maintain base level of privacy, trusted store of value and unit of account. Next slide, please. And second, technological, flexible infrastructure and offline use, transparency and auditability for regulators, stored and transferred securely and easily, robust, reliable and scalable infrastructure. Please, next slide. And conclusion. Blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies have huge potential as future holders of value. The landscape of financial services and monetary policies will dramatically change. Conventional banks will cease to exist, possibly central banks too. Introduction of blockchain required change in the regulatory environment and all approaches to monetary and fiscal policies. Please, sources that used. Next slide. Next slide. These are sources that were used. And please, next slide. Thank you. Next slide. Thank you. Questions? Yeah.
Thank you, Vladimir Vladimirovich, for very interesting report. And before turning to our discussion, let me add several words. Professor Stalkin mentioned that blockchain is financial innovation. But first of all, it is a technical invention. And I would like to introduce our colleague who kindly agreed to be our expert today, Doctor of Technical Science and Head of Applied Information, Information Department, Zelenkov Yuri Alexandrovich. With camera. And maybe you add several words to the previous report presentation.
Алло, Танечка, ты на кафедре? А заскочи, пожалуйста, ко мне в 10-ку. Мне помощь нужна. Спасибо.
Okay.
hear me?
Тань, звук не
My
идет.
question is about
Я
central
их
bank
слышу, вернее вижу, но не
cryptocurrency.
слышу. Они говорят, что тоже не видят.
Blockchain
Ничего
is
не
a
получается.
social
Я уже 40 минут с этим
Mine part
мучаюсь.
of
Интернет все
social network.
перестроила, перезагрузила. Скайп мне вчера закрыл этот. Мне не было вчера слышно их.
Network of
Вообще не было.
miners
Как же
nodes.
сейчас не будет слышно?
They have a good incentive to join to blockchain, to spend money, to invest money in hardware, in software, because they calculate new blocks of transactions and they receive the payment for transactions. In case of central bank cryptocurrency, who will own mining network? I suppose it's most important question.
To answer this question, first we need to ask another question, and who currently owns central bank money? And there are different answers for that. For example, in Russia, money held by central bank belong to the government. In the United States, Federal Reserve is a private bank and supported by private capital, not controlled by the government. In England, in UK, central bank plays role of creditor of the government. In Canada, central bank is not main body who actually creates money supply. Actually, only 5% of money supply created by the Central Bank of Canada. So you see that situation is dramatically different. There is no requirement that government should own funds central bank operates. And that gives answer to another question. What is money in general? Money is an obligation. It's a vexel. It's a note issued by anyone who could get trust for that. So it not necessarily must be money of a government. Cryptocurrency basically may play a role as money on the same par as anything else. Money started as first money were shells or other natural products that were called commodities, like for example, is a commodity. But anything could be that could be used for exchange may be called money. Then people started printing money backed by certain assets like gold. That was commodity-based money. The next stage is, for example, United States money is backed by future tax flows from American citizens. That's the source of backing of dollar. Russian money is backed by mix of foreign currencies, by American dollar, euro, and others. So you see that each time we have a different backing for the money that issued in different countries. Advent of blockchain technology changed nothing in that. The question is not how it is circulated, because it's as just was mentioned, it's technology. It's technology, no more than technology. And money is based on trust. Money is based on trust. So anything that people trust may become money. It doesn't matter what is this. That's why if, for example, this is blockchain, this is Bitcoin, it doesn't matter whether it is seashells, for example. So I guess I
Thank you, both our dear colleague, for your comments. And now, let's turn to our practitioner, representative of Russian Central Bank, Vladislav Sorokin. Vladislav.
Hello, colleagues. How you can hear me?
Still hear you. Very clear. Thank you for your presentation. I think it is very interesting. Yes.
Dear Vietnamese colleague, now it is turn of Vladislav Sorokin presentation. Excuse me. Any question to our previous presenter? I forgive for a moment because very discussion was here at our place. You calm, so I understood that other questions to our presenter. Report representative of Russian Central Bank, Vladislav.
Okay, hello, colleagues. Thank you, Mr. Skalkin. Thank you, everybody. Nice to meet you here. Today I will tell you about distributed ledgers technology. I think this is more than blockchain. It's so we know that modern electronic payment systems rely on trusted central third parties, and they process payments securely. And recent developments have seen the creation of digital currency like Bitcoin. And this technology combines new currencies with new kind of currencies with decentralized payment systems. So there is some monetary aspects of digital currencies, blockchain, and distributed ledger technologies, but I think I will speak about technical aspects. So let's start. Distributed ledgers technology, this is more than blockchain, because blockchain is a kind of a database, but distributed ledgers, it is a kind of networks, peer-to-peer network. So in case of virtual currencies, distributed ledgers are essentially records or ledgers of electronic transactions. They are similar to accounting ledgers we know. So the uniqueness, I'm sorry. The main advantage of decentralized systems is that there is no central validation system. Colleagues?
Yes, Vladislav, we hear you. We listen to you. Continue, please. Do you have any technical problem, Vladislav?
Understands that DLT that would.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Да, Vladislav.
I think I have some technical.
It doesn't matter. Continue, please.
Okay. So as we can see on my next slide, blockchain technology will
Dear colleague, Okay, dear colleague, unfortunately we have a technical problem with our central bank presenter, and my suggestion is to follow our meeting and to give the floor to our next presenter from Banking Academy of Vietnam. Colleague, please. Yes.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to ask you that if we have some questions about the Bitcoin, can we ask the presenter now before we present our next slide?
For sure, you have time and ask your question, please.
Yes, because Bitcoin in Vietnam is very new topic, and actually we don't have a lot of information about that. And today when we hear about your presentation, I think it is very interesting. And our college has a lot of questions for you now. First of all, I would like to introduce my guest colleague, Tung. Ask some questions.
Здравствуйте. Заходите, заходите.
Excuse me.
Okay, the question about risks in blockchain technology related to the technology risks, and that probably somebody who talks about technology could be in better position to talk about that. But as for risks associated with social, financial, and economic activity, I would say that basically there is no risk in the sense that blockchain technology leads society to the status that was described by Japanese philosopher, move of the world to perfect markets. And blockchain technology is one of technological sets that probably better suits more freedom of transaction, more security, more individual decision making, and what we understand as a free market and free market democracy is the best result of blockchain technology. Of course, I'm talking about ideal status of blockchain technology that is promised by developers in detail, and may happen that there would be no the same situation with risk. Maybe it would be no so thorough, no carefully arranged and constructed, but this is technical issue, and technical people, engineers and software developers probably in the best position to design, to solve. I'm talking about a conceptual framework from position of financial, social, legal, and economic function of society. And that's why I believe that it's the best possible that we could imagine now. Several questions here. First, I do not personally believe that Bitcoin has a global future. Why? Because from what I know about Bitcoin, it has limited issuance of coins, of currency, and which makes it similar to gold, which is limited by amount of gold reserves possibly stored by mankind. And the same problem Bitcoin has. However, other algorithms that create virtual currency probably could overcome this shortcoming. As for usage in shadow transactions, so word shadow I understand is something illegal, because currently also there is another usage of word shadow. Shadow banking is banking or institutions that accept deposits, and they're not subject to deposit insurance. Maybe maybe this is another application of word shadow. But in case of illegal economy, gray and black transactions, the advantage of Bitcoin that all transactions are traced, and every coin has 21 owners, and you could see each of these owners when and possibly how. You could trace how this coin was acquired. That's why, in fact, Bitcoin provides much better opportunities to trace and control criminal activity.
There is one problem why Bitcoin can be money of shadow economy. Bitcoin wallet is not linked with any human and with any legal entity, so it's anonymized money and anonymized transaction.
Contradiction can't be.
There are different things. First, in order to be traced, anything should not necessarily be part of any legal entity. So if it belongs to a person, then it may exist. Then the fact that it doesn't belong to any legal entity, it's not a problem. As for anonymity, then this is a question that, for example, IP address of every computer is also anonymous. But still, you could trace origin of any stuff that comes from to hide it. And that is always a problem, but it's a seek and hide problem. Is always a problem in any legal system, and it always happens. And the ways to trace will be developed as long as the ways to hide. That's why it's not associated with specifically blockchain. It's with everything that deals with violation of law. Okay.
So, dear colleague, we have great discussion here, but nevertheless, I am forced to remind that we have time restriction, and the last question we answer concerning our previous presentation about change, how blockchain technology changed the labor market in banking. Remind that it is our last question concerning our previous presentation.
As was noted in the presentation, spread of blockchain technology will lead to shrinking, and actually intermediaries as banks may cease to exist. And that's why, so first suggestion that only central bank will stay, but in the future, and central banks also will quit to exist. At least I'm familiar with the theory. That's economic theory that provides for closing of central banks all around the world. But now, how people will look for their jobs? That's actually leads to a general question with robotization, Internet of Things, and other features of so-called fourth industrial revolution. And basically, it's not only about banks. According to some researchers, like again, I will refer to Michio Kaku. He, this Japanese futurologist, he suggests that most professions in industry, in service, in finance, in accounting, will quit to exist, and the only profession that is has future is a profession of waste manager. Waste manager, yes, dealing with waste bins, and that's the only thing that robots cannot theoretically do as for now. But I'm quoting a futurologist and a noted futurologist. Of course, that is more general, more global and general issue that only about banks. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Skalkin, for your comments, and let follow our agenda, and I invite to present our Vietnamese colleague. Which report is next? Dear Vietnamese colleague, now it's your turn.
Yes, thank you. So now I will introduce to you one part of my presentation. I will talk about the risk oversight in electronic payment in Vietnam.
Sorry, forgive me for interrupting you, but which presentation are you going to show us? Risk overview or which one?
Oversight. You know?
Wait a minute, hold on. Please.
Oversight in electronic payment in Vietnam.
We get it.
Yeah, you see that, right?
Now, dear colleague, continue, please. Now we can see your presentation.
Yeah, so now I can start, right? Yes, you talk about the Bitcoin in Vietnam, but in Vietnam now, Bitcoin is not so popular. And the State Bank of Vietnam, the Central Bank of Vietnam, that consider Bitcoin is officially because they have some risks into the technique and it's new for Vietnam today. So we have not enough information about Bitcoin in Vietnam. And now I will introduce you some risks.
Wait a minute, please. We have several technical problems with our sound, and after 2 minutes of your waiting, I kindly ask you to wait. We continue our discussion.
Yeah.
Dear colleague, thank you for understanding of difficulty of our remote connection, and I ask you to continue your presentation, please. Colleague?
So
yes,
I will continue my presentation now. So now we will turn to the risk oversight in electronic payment in Vietnam. First of all, we risk the effect of define risk is uncertainty on objective, and there are many risks related to the payment system in Vietnam. For example, settlement risk. Settlement risk is a settlement in payment or secure system does not occur as expected since one party loses payment ability with one or more payment obligation. Settlement risks include credit risk and liquidity risk. You can see in the slide, we define the definition of credit risk and liquidity risk. And after that, we define the definition of operation risk and ledger risk and systematic risk. And for the oversight of payment system, the oversight of payment system in Vietnam is a central bank function, where the objective is the safety and efficiency of the payment system in Vietnam. And the central bank try to make or to protect the financial system from possible domino effect. So that is the main point of the oversight in payment system in Vietnam. And why we need to oversight the payment system? Because money is means of exchange, and we want to maintain the stability of the financial system, and we want to implement the monetary policy. In Vietnam, the State Bank of Vietnam organizes, manages, and supervises the national payment system, provides payment service for banks, participate in organizing and supervising the operation of the payment system in the economy, that according to the law of the State Bank of Vietnam. You can see this slide, we introduce for you some more detail about the role of the Central Bank of Vietnam for oversight the payment system. Next slide. In 2008, the State Bank of Vietnam we set up the unit for monitoring the payment system, and it's a very new department to responsible for the payment system oversight. And in 2011, we start the implementing online monitoring IBPS system, and with daily and continually addressing data reports, the operation, the liquidity of the system, as well as daily arising problems. In 2012, the State Bank of Vietnam implemented assessment of the IBPS system according to the principle for financial market infrastructure, and with the help of World Bank and IMF in the framework of the financial sector assessment program. In this year, some banks have occurred several risk incidents in payment operation in general, as well as payment card and electronic payment. So in the next slide, we will introduce with you some case very risky in payment system in Vietnam recently. The first case occurred in Vietcombank, one of the biggest commercial banks in Vietnam. Ms. Hương, one customer of Vietcombank, reports that her account lost 500 million VND after one night. And the reason is that the channel had broken into her account and transferred money continuously 7 transactions, which the total is 500 million VND. And the unusual is that Ms. Hương didn't get any message for OTP codes, and her ATM card was still in bank, and Vietcombank they say that Vietcombank say that there were Ms. Hương access to a fake website, and because she accessed to fake website, so she was told the account information, and that's why she has faced with the risk in payment. Next slide. And another case, Mr. Phương so another case like Ms. Phương, also a Vietcombank customer, and also have stolen money, even he's still in Vietnam, but the money is stolen in another country. So you can see in the slide. And we provide for you some reason of risk in payment system. First, the risk comes from the card holder. They are not aware of the importance of the card data security. So they lose data or they provide information to third-party tasks which are unsafe. And another possible reason is the appearance of deceptive form to electronic payment channel, like money transfer fraud and some other case. And finally, the risk comes from the bank. Next slide. They may also have information about risk scale for fear of losing customer. So the authority do not have enough information to resolve the incident. So next slide. So we introduce to you some risk related to the electronic payment in Vietnam, and we show some possible reason. The reason comes from the customer, the high-tech guy, and the hiding information from bank. Therefore, the authorities should play an important role in oversighting electronic payment system in Vietnam to ensure the safety and effective payment system in Vietnam. So that's all for my information I want to introduce to you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, dear colleague, for interesting report. And now, time for discussion. Any questions to our presenter?
Firstly, we should mention again that now our point of view of State Bank of Vietnam is for the safety first. So we are not the risk adverse. We are the risk adverse. We are not the risk lover. So for the payment system, safety is the first priority in Vietnam now. Yes. And come back to the Bitcoin, we see the question from Mrs. Andreva Alina asked us about the Vietnamese Bitcoin, the opportunity for blockchain to overcome operational risks in banking caused not by human but technology. Actually in Vietnam, because of the safety, so at the current time, the State Bank of Vietnam point of view is not allowed Bitcoin, and at the moment, Bitcoin is not regulated by the law in Vietnam. So actually, we don't have the plan. So far, we don't have the plan to implement or to use Bitcoin in the near future. So we don't have the plan for the human resource or the technology as well. So it is our point of view, and we would like to share that point of view to you. And we think that we can share and we can get your understanding. Okay. So now, if you have any question about the risk oversight, can you raise it? Thank you.
Colleague, any questions? No, thank you. We don't have any question to our press presenter. And if you have just a moment, please.
Okay, I will reply to your comment about prohibition of Bitcoin in Vietnam. In Russia, situation is similar, but the question is not about particular currency. Actually, is the point of my presentation was not to advertise Bitcoin. Actually, I'm against Bitcoin because it, as I noted, it has limited scope.
So can you share something about the Bitcoin in Russia now? Because we asked you once before about the current situation of Bitcoin in Russia, and now we would like to hear something about the Bitcoin in Russia now.
Okay, as far as I know, Sberbank, one of the biggest Russian commercial banks, has installed Bitcoin machine, Bitcoin ATM on his premises. But that's rather something exotic. Bitcoin is not legally allowed to use in Russia. But the question is not specifically about Bitcoin. The question is about blockchain technology. Idea is that virtual currency is a derivative that could take a form of any asset. It could take a form of ruble. It could take a form of Vietnamese dong. It could take form of US dollar, of euro, of any other currency. It could take form of a glass of apple juice. It could take form of a barrel of oil. It could take form a log of wood. Anything could be used as this technology. It's only a shell. It's only a shell. It's a technology. It's anything, and the name could be any for that. So far, there are about 500 digital currencies with different exotic names, it's not only even a money. It could be a bond, it could be stock, it could be any other derivative, could be futures, option, anything could exist in form of blockchain. It could be even vote on election. So that's why the question is that some countries who do not promptly catch up with this technology, they may have risk of lagging behind the world. And that is about, it's about China, it's about Russia, and about other countries who simply do not take measures to introduce such technology and start using it. Because soon the world will live without US dollar, will live without euro, and all traditional currencies will quit. And it may happen within 5-10 years. And when that happens, all countries that do not catch up with that will find themselves in deep trouble.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And all of your saying make me remember about the financial crisis in 2008. And I think that Bitcoin or blockchain is one kind of innovation, renovation. And I'm afraid that if we apply Bitcoin or blockchain, maybe someday the financial crisis maybe repeat. Very afraid that the innovation can happen. And one of the lessons that at that time, 10 years ago, Vietnam banking system avoid all of that innovation, and we are very safe to avoid that financial crisis in the world. So I think that maybe we will consider about all of the information about Bitcoin today, and we will step by step think about that. But I think it is for long term, not in short term. Thank you a lot for your information. Wish all the best for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and I'd like to add some more information about Bitcoin and current situation in Russia. And it's not true that Bitcoin is full and legal in Russia for today. Illegal is a process like mining of Bitcoins. You can't use your wallet in Russia officially to mine it. But moreover, you can transfer money from one wallet to another, and more, you can just get cash from your Bitcoin. It's like a change services, and we have, I think, around 2 places in Moscow when you can really transfer your money from your wallet to cash in rubles. So it's not fully illegal. And as I understand, we can't say that the future in Bitcoin, because for today I think, and it's only my opinion, that Bitcoin is not the most innovative cryptocurrency. We have a lot more, and I think for today is not most popular, but is most innovative is Ethereum, that was invented by our Russian developer Vitalik Buterin, but he is currently in Canada or in Europe. I don't know exactly what is it. And the smart contracts in it is there is innovation that in future may decrease crisis all over the world. It's like a more simple way to make deals not only in internet but all over the world. It's like you can make automatic deals in buying some cars or books or anything, and I think smart contracts is our future, and this system or this innovation can decrease crisis all in all. Thank you.
Thank you for your information. I think that we have a lot of information from Victor, from you, and it's very good for us to consider more about this story in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, dear colleague. Using my right as moderator, I am forced to tell that we are almost out of our time limit, and let me go to conclusion and say and tell that the technology of blockchain exists despite all objection of government, of individual, of any bankers, etc. and so on. And I hope that our today meeting is part of great research that will be, is, and was concerning this development, concerning development of this technology. I would like to thank all our participants and conclude that our discussion was interesting and confirm, if I am right, that it was to be continued.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your meeting.
Thank you. Thus, we finish our discussion, and I hope we will meet again, and the time of our next meeting will be announced in advance, and of course all material of this meeting will be set by my assistant on our site and linked to this site, and I sent you. If you have any addition, please. No, any question, any addition. So I thank you once more for your participation, for your time. Till next meeting then.
Yes. On behalf of our banking faculty and on our behalf of Banking Academy of Vietnam, to send you the warmly thanks to your participation. Actually, today we have information, valuable information. And that in the future, if you have any other tips, you can call us to join. And we really appreciate the chance you gave us. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you.